How do you solve a simple inequality? Just as equations have properties that enable us to simplify them, so do inequalities. For example, suppose I have the inequality x minus 2 is less than 4, and I'd like to know how to solve that inequality for x. I'm going to simplify the inequality by adding the same amount to both sides. There is an addition property of inequalities that I can use. If I add the exact same amount to both sides, the inequality will not be changed, but it will be simplified into an equivalent version. In this case, I'm going to have x is less than 6. So now I know that any number, as long as it's less than 6, can be substituted for x in the original inequality, and it will be valid. If I have multiplication instead, I can use the division property of inequality. For example, if I have 2x is less than 10, if I divide both sides by the same positive number, the inequality will not be changed. It will still be valid. I will get an equivalent version that tells me x is less than 5. I made a point of saying that you need to divide by a positive number. If a negative number had been involved, the inequality would have to be reversed. Let me show you an example of that. If I write the inequality negative 2x is greater than 8, if I want to divide both sides by a negative, I need to remember to change the direction of the inequality. I have to do this so that the result will be valid. If I divide to simplify on both sides, I find out now that x needs to be less than negative 4. This rule for division also applies to multiplication. Anytime I multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, I have to remember to reverse the inequality. For addition or subtraction, you can add or subtract positive or negative numbers to both sides of an inequality, and the result will be valid, and you do not have to change the direction of the inequality. Now you know how to solve a simple inequality.